Right behind me, I've got the 2026 Ford Mustang EcoBoost Premium Fastback, and this does have the RTR package. If you guys are new here, my name is Jason and I do reviews just like this here in Canada. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the different models you can get with the Ford Mustangs, the engine specs, what you get with the RTR package, the exterior, the interior, the infotainment system, and of course the pricing on this. So in this walk around, I'm going to go around and show you what the RTR package has to offer, and let's see if it's actually worth buying. And also thank you to Mayfield Ford for allowing me to review this beautiful RTR. And for everything that's included with the RTR package, I'm going to throw up the screenshot here so you see exactly what you get with this. There's a ton of things, so as I walk around the vehicle here, you are going to notice all of that. I'm also going to throw up the window sticker on this because it does have quite a few options added to it. And right before I jump into the front here, I want to show you this beautiful vapor blue metallic color. This thing just looks very nice in person, I think. All right, let's start off in the front of this, and with the lit up nostrils here, this thing looks very, very aggressive, I think. Now up here, you do have a ton of black bits and pieces. So first off, you have like this splitter at the bottom in black. You've got kind of like this opening underneath with your radar sensor. You also have the corner pockets, which obviously aren't functional or anything, but even around that, you do have your black trimming. And then you get into the grille area. So you have the opening here. And even if you take a look closely at the grille area, this even has a special finish for the RTR. You got the horse in the middle here, and then of course it says RTR. And then are these lit up nostrils. At nighttime, this thing looks very nice because this whole thing is LED here. Now over on this side, this is an intake, so it is functional, whereas this one is closed off, as you can see. And then you can't forget about these aggressive looking front LED lights. I like the top three little bars at the top, and then you have your usual lights right below that. Now even up top here on the hood, you do have the decaling here and on the other side. And with the body lines and everything pointing towards the front here, this thing is very mean. Now for the engine specs on this does have the 2.3 liter turbocharged EcoBoost engine, which also has Ford's anti-lag technology to keep the power going. This pumps out 315 horsepower and 350 pound-foot of torque. Fuel economy is about 10.9 liters in the city and about 7.9 liters on the highway. All right, coming to the side of the RTR here, look at how aggressive this looks, especially with the spoiler and the wheels. The decaling, everything tied together is very good on this. Now, something very, very small, but even up here on the roof, the lining and everything ties this vehicle together very nicely. So around the windows, you do have the typical black rubber look. You do have the body color door handles, and then you do have like this granite mirror cap, and then you have the black plastic. And then on the fender here, you do have the RTR badging, and similar to the hood, you do have more of the decaling, more of the black trimming along the bottom as well. And then you get into these very cool looking wheels. You got this dark satin finish going on, and these are your 19-inch wheels, and you've also got the Brembo brakes on this. And if I do take a step back, you can see they fit the RTR, I think, perfectly. Also, the RTR borrows suspension components from the Dark Horse. It also has the adjustable front strut top mounts and RTR specific chassis stability control tuning. Now even at the back here, more of the decaling continues on, which kind of ties into the spoiler there. You've got this marker light at the back. Now coming around to the rear I think looks so much better than the front. Well, other than of course the lit up nostrils, but the spoiler I think complements the rear here. So over on the bumper, you've got the black trimming everywhere. You've got the quad exhaust system. I want to show you in a second what this sounds like. You've got your reverse light, rear safety sensors, your reflectors in the corners, and then on the trunk area here, you do have the horse, the backup camera, and these cool looking LED rear tail lights, and then of course this nice looking spoiler in this matte finish. So taking a step back here, this also looks very good. Also up top here by the glass area, you also have your brake light. Now let's go ahead and open up the trunk area just like that, and here is the space that you have in the Mustang. So it's a decent size back here, and you can fit quite a few things. You've also got a subwoofer back here, and then if I go ahead and pull up the carpet area here, you do have a ton more room that you can definitely utilize. And one thing that I also like is you also have this corner pocket that extends to the side, giving you a little bit more extra space. And here's what this bad boy sounds like. right, let's check out the interior on this RTR. So opening this up, you do have an all black interior with bits and pieces that do stand out. So down here, you do have some space. You've got a speaker here, a small one up here. You've got this chrome trimming here with a uniquely designed door handle area. You've got soft touch everywhere here, plus the contrast stitching, as you can see right there. And even around the door handle area here, you have this black trimming, but very nicely like textured. It almost looks like carbon fiber, but obviously it's not. However, it does stand out. And even the door handle here is in chrome. And then you've just got your usual window controls and your side mirror controls. Now let's check out the seats here. I'm not gonna bother getting into the rear because it is mainly for kids, but I wanna show you just for the sake of the video. Look at how deep these seats are back here. So once you're in them, you are perfectly, I think, snug. And it's an all black interior. You've got contrast stitching everywhere, even the perforated bottom and back sections. But yeah, for kids, I think there's no problem, especially if you're putting car seats or anything, but for an adult, good luck. Now let's talk about the front seats here. These are your Recaro seats. I really like the way these are designed, especially like the headrest area here. These seats are an extra option, by the way. Very sporty, very nice, and these are obviously comfortable. They are gonna hold you in place. You've got the perforated bottom, back sections. It also says Recaro that's stitched in. Now over on the side here, however, you do have the manual seat controls. And down here, you do have this nice door sill piece that says Mustang and RTR, which is also illuminated. Underneath, you just have these premium looking pedals, and then your hood latch releases right here. Moving further up here, you do have your trunk release, exterior lighting controls, and then the cluster dimmers. And even around the venting here, you have that nice texture trimming that you saw on the doors. Chrome around this, just very nice with the materials, I think. And your steering wheel does come manual adjustable. All right, entering inside, I want to show you something cool on the cluster. When I go ahead and open up the door, look at the nice graphics that play on the touchscreen and even the cluster. Very nice. And look at this animation here. Very, very cool. It's the RTR drifting. So entering inside, you do have a speaker here in the center and on the other side. And this does have the Bang & Olufsen sound system. And even your dashboard area, you do have the hard soft material, which is nice. And then you get into this massive screen here, which is all just one piece into the touchscreen and the digital cluster area. Now for the cluster here, this is a 12.4 inch cluster area. And on here, you can view a ton of vehicle information. Now to control all of that, it is done through right here. So if I just press OK, as you can see, I can go through a bunch of different things, and some of the menus will have more things within it. And also when I touch on the touchscreen, you can also change the display of the cluster to make it whatever you want from the presets. Now, as for the steering wheel, you do have the soft touch material, the contrast stitching, and even like this perforated side sections here. And also, this does come heated. You've got the chrome horse here, more chrome down here, more of the nice texture trimming, and even along the controls here. So over on the left here, you have all your cruise control settings, different modes, and your follow distance. Now, as for the different modes, if I just press up for a second here, it is gonna pop up. So you've got normal, you have sport, track, drag strip, slippery, custom, and then back to normal. What I like about this is whatever you go into, the image changes according to whatever it is. Now over on the other side of the steering wheel, you have your cluster controls, volume, you've got your steering setting here, and then Bluetooth. Now if I press the little steering wheel here, as you can see, I've got normal, comfort, and sport. You've also got paddle shifters behind here, and further back, you do have your high beams and indicators. And on the other side, you do have your wiper controls. Now over on the center armrest, you've got soft touch material, contrast stitching, and opening this up here, you have an okay amount of space in here, plus a 12-volt outlet. Now over on the center console here, you've got your cup holders with chrome around this. You've also got your parking brake, which doubles as your drift brake as well. You've also got your handy dandy shifter with more chrome. And then back here, you have some space, 2 USB ports, and a 12-volt outlet. Now up here, you have some controls. You got your engine start stop in red, auto start stop, the My Mustang button, traction control, hazards, your favorites, and then max for the heating and cooling, plus the volume and on off for the touchscreen. And then you get into the touchscreen. I really like how this is displayed, and this is a 13.2 inch touchscreen. And I think this is very, very easy to use because you got your map section, audio, phone, settings, features, apps, everything is here. Also, you've got the heating and cooling down here, including the heated steering wheel. So now for the touchscreen, these are very self-explanatory. So if I just go to the settings section, it's gonna pop up a bunch more things, which is pretty generic to any vehicle in terms of settings, which you can play around with. And then heading back to the home page here, you've also got the features section. So here you have your driver assistance stuff. So all your safety features are here, which you can fine tune and adjust. Also heading back again, you've got the My Mustang, same thing for the button here. So on here, you have all these cool little things, including the exhaust mode. You've got track apps, auxiliary gauges, custom mode, MyColour, and then the cluster theme, like I was mentioning. So if I click into this, here are all of them, as you can see. So let me just go into sport for a second. That is what it's gonna look like, and it also changes here. So I do like that you have all of these to select from. Now heading back again, there's also the edit favorite, owner's manual, and record feedback. Heading back to the home page here, lastly is the apps section. So here you're gonna find things like your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and also you probably noticed there's a little mini screen off to the right, which I can just swipe through as well. So I do like you have a main screen and a mini screen. And also, let me show you the backup camera on this. So if I just go into reverse here it is. You also have your sensors here if you are getting close to anything, or you can turn off the chimes. If I click the zoom, it zooms in obviously, and then zoom out. Now moving further up here, if I just push this, you do have your place for your sunglasses and then just the interior lights. And here is the key fob for the RTR. It's your usual Mustang key. All right, let's come around to the passenger side here. Let me show you the dashboard because it's also pretty unique. Not only do you have the texture trimming, the chrome, the gloss black, but it also says Mustang RTR, which is pretty neat. And then you just have your usual glove compartment space. Now for the different models that you can get with the Ford Mustangs, there are a bunch of them available. Now if you do want to get the RTR package, this is only on the EcoBoost models. As for the safety features you do get with the EcoBoost Premium Fastback, here is a list, and here is the window sticker for this RTR. The pricing you see is in Canadian dollars. Well, that does it for the review on this 2026 Ford Mustang EcoBoost Premium Fastback with the RTR package. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this?